Night falls, the darkness begins, creeping through the shadows within. Got nowhere to run or hide. It's in my blood, it's in my blood. I keep on fighting, I keep on running.
All right, today we're going to be doing a couple load workups for my Aero Precision upper with a 20-inch wide Oak Armament SPR barrel with a rifle length gas system, a 15-inch Geisley MK4 rail. I'm using a Superlative Arms gas block. I started using the clamp on, but the screws were making contact with the hand guard and it was opening up my groups to like 2 to 3 inches. So I switched it with the set screw version and fixed the accuracy issues on that, and everything's been good since then. For my bull carrier group, I am using the JP Enterprises FMOS. The scope I'm using is a Vortex Viper PST Gen 2 3 to 15. For the load workups, the first one is going to be with accurate 2495 and the 77 grain Sierra Match King. I'm using Lake City brass. It is twice fired and fire formed in my rifle. I am using CCI number 41 primers. The minimum is 20 grains and the maximum is going to be 21.8 grains in 0.2 grain increments. For the second load workup, I'm going to be using Varget and 77 grain Nosler custom competitions. I am using federal brass and it is once fired and not fire formed in my rifle. Again, I am using CCI number 41 primers. For the minimum, I am using 21 grains. The maximum, I'm going to go up to 23.7 grains, and I'm going to be using 0.3 grain increments. Both of these load workups, I am using the recommended charge weights off of Hodgson's website. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and hit the range and see what we get. So first up, we're going to start off with the 2495 with the 77 grain Sierra Match King, and our first load is 20 grains. All right, next up is 20.2 grains. We're going to be going in 0.2 grain increments. Looks like we're at like 2,300 feet per second, so these are really low. All right, next up is going to be 20.6 grains. All right, now we're on 20.8 grains. All right, so my bad. Now we're going to be doing 20.8 grains. That last one was 20.6 grains. All right, 21 grains. All right, 21.2 grains. We are on 21.4. We are on 21.6 grains. These must have been 223 recommended because I'm not even at 2,500 feet per second. Yeah, I only got 2 groups left and I'm not even at 2,500 feet per second yet, so I'm definitely going to have to go up. But that last group was under Half-MOA, so 21.6. All right, 21.8 grains. All right, so now we are gonna do 77 grain Nosler and then Varget. So we're gonna start off with 21 grains and work our way up to 23.7 grains in 0.3 grain increments. All right, next up is 21.3 grains. I don't know if it's the Varget or if it's the brass, but I'm getting way better results than I was with the 2495. 21.6. $21.9. All right, moving on to 22.2 grains. All right, moving on to 22.5 grains. I'm actually pleasantly surprised these nozzles are shooting pretty good. We'll move on to 22.8. All right, 23.1 grains. I'm going to let my barrel cool down a little bit, but I'm running out of daylight. So my biggest issue is I suck, so my shooting is god awful. All right, 23.4 grains. We're right at 26.47 on that last group. All right, last group, 23.7 grains. Well, fuck. If it wasn't such a crap shot, I might actually have some good groups. All right, that's it. And we'll go ahead and head back to the bench and take a look at my masterful work. So with the accurate 2495 and the 77 grain Sierra Match King, I initially thought that I did something wrong with my charge weights or something because I got such low velocities. I think the highest velocity that I got was not even 2,500 feet per second. I was just under 2,500 feet per second. And through all of the charge weights, I only went up like maybe 100 feet per second. So I'm not really sure what I did wrong. So I went ahead and redid the whole load up and increased the max and the minimum by 0.2 grains. So I started 0.2 grains higher on the minimum and then ended with 0.2 grains higher, which ended up being, instead of 20 and 21.8, I went with 20.2 starting and ended in 22 grains. And again, my max charge weight was just over 2,500 feet per second. I think the highest was 2,550. And while I am ecstatic about the size of the groups, 0.129 and 0.239 are amazing groups, I'm just really disappointed with the velocities, and I'm not really sure what I did wrong. It said on Hodgson's website that I should be getting in the mid 2,700 feet per second, and so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. If you guys have any ideas on what's going on, or if you've had similar issues with accurate 2495, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and throw the targets and the velocities of the redo of the the load up with the accurate 2495. I did run out of the 77 grain Sierra Match King, so I substituted with the Nosler 77 grain custom competitions, and they seem to actually do better. I got better groups with the Noslers than I did with the Sierra Match Kings, but I got similar results with the velocity. So yeah, if you guys have any, I guess, advice, or if you have any idea of why I am like 200 feet per second under what I should have gotten on Hodgson's website, just let me know in the comments. All right, with the Varget and the 77 grain Nosler custom competition, I only had 2 groups that I believe were just over an inch. The rest were a Sub-MOA. The best group was the 22.5 grains, which was 0.684, and the average, I haven't worked that out yet, but it's right around 25, 30, somewhere in there. So it's not too bad. Definitely better than the 2495 and the 77 grain Sierra Match King. I would prefer to go up a little bit, see if I could find a group that's kind of more on the higher end, that's a better shooting group. But all in all, I think this was a good session. Obviously, with the 2495 and the 77 grain Sierra Match King, my groups were much better than I ever thought that I could shoot. Honestly, probably a fluke, but the velocities just weren't there. So if I could kind of split the difference and have maybe around 2600 with an average of 0.5 inches, I would absolutely be happy with that. But all in all, it was a good day. That is it for today. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one.